This episode is brought to you by
Ready to secure your financial future? Whether retirement is near or far, it's time to take control. Talk to W. Marcus Hinn, a certified financial planner professional specializing in retirement investing and planning. Mark's goal is to help clients find peace of mind by creating customized strategies to help grow your wealth and protect investments. He'll tailor a plan to fit your unique goals, lifestyle, and dreams. Start today. Reach out to Mark and start your journey towards a confident, stress-free retirement. Find him at wmarcushen.com. That's WMARCUSHENN.com. It's your future. Let's plan it. Securities and advisory services offered through the Strategic Financial Alliance, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
They'll talk about anything and to anyone. They're straight out of the streets of Temple, Texas. It's Randomness with Heath and Josh.
All right, we're back for the third time. How you doing, Josh?
I'm great. I'm making bold choices and hoping for the best.
All right. Well, yeah, you need to hope for the best because it took us 3 times or 4 now to get this thing to going. But we did it.
It's audio problems.
Yeah, 158 episodes in. You think we know what the hell we're doing? We don't, but we're here. But anyway, we got it. Here we go. So, Josh, what's been going on this week? Anything?
I got my oil changed.
I got my oil changed.
I mean,
all right.
How more exciting is that?
Yeah. Did it take 10 minutes or less?
It was less. Yeah.
What? Really? I was totally
joking. The guys at Valvoline there on West Adams, they're snappy.
They're on it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, shout out Valvoline West Adams. What's up, Steven?
There you go.
But, it's been a quiet week for me too. So I was just a couple little things that I was going to share. I'm getting ready to do my almost every annual, whatever you want to call it, Colorado trip. So that's what we're getting ready for. We're heading to the Colorado house for a week here. Actually, when this comes out, it'll be right after that. We're heading up to Colorado, to the Gunnison, Crested Butte area as usual, and then we're going to Ouray this year. And
yes, Ouray's cool. Yeah. It's nestled in the mountain, like the valley of the mountains. There's hot springs there. It's known for its off-road trekking for 4x4s and hiking, camping there. It's crazy.
Yeah. Last time, I guess when you went and Jason and everybody went, Cody's brother and dad, they did the 4-wheeler over from Gunnison to it, and it took them 4 hours, and then they had to turn around and go right back. I was like, that's why.
Yeah.
Because they're like, why don't you come? And I'm like, I'm not doing 8 hours on a 4-wheeler today, but thanks.
Yeah.
But that's a really neat place. I think it's called like the Swiss Alps of the U.S. It's such a neat little place, and then it's right off that's actually, if you've ever heard of the $1 Million Highway, that's the $1 Million Highway that goes through there. And back in, I want to say it was in the 30s when they did that. It was costing them $1 million for every mile to build around that mountain.
With inflation, it's probably now like the $1 trillion highway.
Yeah. So. And it's crazy. It's one of those, when you see on TV and someone's driving and it's like straight down, on some movie or something. That's where they film that crap, dude. It's freaking straight down, and it's supposed to be the most scenic highway in the U.S. And I have to say, the little part that I have been on that other side, it is pretty amazing. The bad part is that if you're driving, you're not looking at it, because you're scared as crap and you're white knuckling it as you get around that sucker.
Now, the other thing I remember about Ouray is there's a lot of silver mines.
Yeah. Well, we went to one.
Like gold, the gold rush and all this and that. That part of the state, there's a lot of silver deposits. Yep. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a neat little town. Everybody that I know that's ever been there, or if I tell them about it and then they go there, they're like, "Wow, dude, this place is
cool."
Amazing.
Yeah, if you can get there.
Yeah, but anyway, enough about that. I did want to share one more thing before we have our guest on. For whatever reason, we were cleaning some stuff out recently or whatever, and I came upon some poems that I wrote in 6th grade, and this one made me.
Porn?
Do what?
Poems.
Not poems, not porn. I did in 6th grade. poems that I did in 6th grade.
Poems.
So yeah,
My
lyrical
poems.
Well. So this one I thought was kind of funny. It's really stupid, but I have to do it. So it was supposed to be on birds, right?
Okay.
Here it is. Birds are colorful. They're so pretty. They can fly smooth and fast as a Suzuki. Ostriches can run 45 miles an hour because their legs have a lot of strength and power. The water in their bath is really cool, but they use it as a swimming pool. I think birds are awesomely cool. The Suzuki part got me. The Suzuki part got me. I read it back to Cody, my wife, and she's like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "I don't know, 6th grade."
And I'll have to say that poem is more relevant now that we're middle-aged than ever.
Okay, it's funny that you said that because now I have to read. So that my teacher in 6th grade, my English teacher, his name is Mr. Booth, and Mr. Booth talked like this, Mr. Booth, and he was also my golf teacher, which I quit. But anyway, it's kind of funny. I'm reading, and he's like, "Hey," I was doing all these different poems and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, what about a golf poem?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And then, well, so evidently there's a whole bunch of poems here, and I'm not going to read them, but this is what he says. You have a unique way of writing. When many say, I don't have anything don't know what to write about at all. You come up with some great statements. We should literally make a Heath Winnett book. And I'm like, he's like, seriously, he says that. Seriously, let's remember to do that.
Challenge accepted. That's what you need to do. You need to publish a poem book.
Well, it's funny is I always hated writing. I hated writing. And then in high school, my senior year, as an easy class, I took creative writing because I knew it was the school magazine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote something that actually ended up going in the magazine. I didn't pick it. Someone else did, and they didn't know it was mine. And then come to find out a year after high school, Miss Henson gets a hold of me, and she's like, "Hey, you won an honorable mention state award." Yeah. She's like, "You got an honorable mention state reward for that one." And I was like, "Really?" Because that was some stupid crap. But anyway, I'll have to I'll get that one and read that one next time because I do have it here somewhere. Anyway, all right.
But yeah, so just know when you get middle-aged, you'll end up buying binoculars and a guidebook to birds. So
no, I did not do that, but I know you did.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Not yet. Well, you got a couple birds in the backyard.
And I've got binoculars and some books. So
all right. Oh man, that went off way longer than what I expected it to. So even our guest is like, really? So real quick,
can I go home now?
Yeah, because he's actually in studio, if you will. He's at Josh's house. So oddities dealer, funeral consultant, certified death doula, cemetery preservation, and photographer, Jon Goddi is with us. How you doing, Jon?
Doing just fine. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I can't believe I got all the way through that. I didn't mess any of it up.
You did good. You did good.
Yeah, I try. But yeah, so a little bit of backstory. Josh, I think wasn't that it? Josh, you ran into Jon and his group. We're not going to
the crew rolled in. I'm pulling into downtown Temple, and there's like 3 hearses. What's the hearses? Okay.
Hearses, is that how you say that?
That's how I say it. Hearses.
The hearses were in front of me, and I'm like, "What is going on here?" And I followed them right to the parlor lounge, and they somehow got like the front row parking out there, and it was just like, dude, I got to talk to these guys, man. This is so cool.
So that's kind of how Jon came along, and then he sends it to me, and I'm like, I got to get that guy's info. and we at the time, we didn't, all we knew was that, you had this Hearse group that you were hanging out or whatever it is, and we'll get to that in a minute. And then we found out more, you're into these oddity stuff and this other stuff and whatever. And I was like, oh, dude, we got to have this guy. So just a little bit more of a backstory even on that. We actually tried to have Jon on not too long ago, and unfortunately some technical difficulties killed it, and that's why he's in studio, if you will, with Josh. But real quick, tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from and all that good stuff.
Originally from Houston and moved to my hometown, Lorena. My grandparents live here, so I'd like to say I'm a Lorenian. Been there about 40 years because I was here. All the breaks that I had, I was always with my grandparents. But born, raised in Houston quite a bit, and then moved to Lorena. Been here ever since.
Yep. Okay. All right. What did
H-Town.
Can I ask? what year, mate, did you graduate from high school? I sometimes I ask people that and they're like, "Well, I didn't graduate," but I assume you did.
Yeah.
What year did you graduate from high school?
Stuff's popping up. Sorry. 02. 2002.
Oh, 02. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a baby.
We're trying to get a gear on your age a little bit because we're old. But well, you said Lorena, and I was like, I know a girl from Lorena, but you didn't graduate from Lorena High School, right?
I did. I graduated from Lorena.
Oh, okay. So the family I know that they were from Temple, they moved there, and they came back, and now her name is escaping me. Amy something or other. Why can I not remember? Gosh dang it! Amy Mercer. It was the Mercer family.
No.
So I just wondered if because I think her family's. Yeah, I think her family's still there, but there wasn't. They were older, but anyway. So, so you kind of built this career around a bunch of unique passions and whatnot. Can you kind of start from the beginning as far as what you started doing first and how this all played out to where you're doing like all this stuff?
Yeah. So, my family and then friends of family and friends that I grew up with, we rode our bikes all over Houston, and my grandparents owned a funeral home / ambulance, and then ambulance service, and their friends and their family friends, everybody growing, and their kids playing with kids and all that stuff. And I just kind of grew up in funeral homes, mortuaries, and somewhat. And there was a period there where kind of got out of that, and then just anything that was odd or interesting to me, something that I grew up with, I've just seen before. Not a lot of kids knew much of it, but I did. Made you the odd one. Like, oh, I know what that is. That's a troll car. I'm like, what? And then you tell them what it's for, and they're like, wait a minute. How do you know this? Why do you know this? But I was that odd kid that played hide and go seek in funeral homes, mortuaries, and went to school in the hearses and all that stuff. So it's just kind of been part of my life. I was also the type that always put frogs in my pocket and snakes at home, and growing up on the Buffalo Bayou. Yep.
Nice.
Were you a cast of My Girl? Because it's sounding a lot like that movie.
That is one of my favorite movies, but that's a good picture. That's a good picture. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
That's funny. So you were really little and like literally growing up in funeral homes and whatnot. Did it creep you out as a kid, or you just
no? I was just used to it. Yeah, it was normal to me. Yeah. It would be different for other people. Like, if you grew up in a regular household, which I did in time. It's just growing up being young in Houston, everybody that knew each other were just funeral directors and mortuary and picked up bodies.
That's crazy.
It just happened to be there. We rode our bikes everywhere, so we were just a part of the show every time. Okay,
right.
Dinner's at 6. Come on in. Just don't mind the body in the corner. I'm like, oh, okay.
Did you ever got to be a part of like embalming and stuff when you were little?
I watched it, not necessarily a part of it. Now I'm getting into secrets, but William's gone. His parents have shut it down, so I could probably share a few. But yeah, if I can be literal, my first pair of tits was a dead chick. So
yeah, well, it makes sense.
Yeah. I've seen it. Not the best thing to say, but when you're a kid, it's
sure.
It could be taboo, but to me, it wasn't. It was. There's another one. Oh, okay. Pull the sheet. Hey, put it back. It's probably good we didn't have phones back then. But, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, we witnessed the procedure, and yeah.
Okay. I know that you've had a photography business for like 25 years or whatnot. Is that your first business that you kind of started? And
yeah, that was during high school. Actually, I picked it up in middle school, and right out of high school, I just stayed with it. This was film, 35 millimeter, and up to digital, from nothing to what we're at now. What, 8K, almost 10K now, almost. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was word of mouth mostly. It was people, hey, John could take those pictures. Yeah, he could do that for you. And then it just became a business, became a great opportunity, and I still do it to this day. For doing it as long as I have, I've generations. I've got friends that are married that have their kids, and now I'm taking pictures of their kids, and now they're pregnant and having kids. So that's a blessing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, now we found who's going to do our next promo shots, Josh. I think
I can do it. I can do it. Just let me know. I'm more into drone photography now, so we do a lot of that.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of that was my next question is what type of photography did you start at, and what do you do now? Is it all still the same, or what?
No, it's different. I eventually, well, not necessarily doing the film anymore. It's a lot more expensive. We don't do the darkroom stuff. We don't do our own dipping and drying. None of that. I did start that way. I did make little 3mm film videos, movies. We did the tape reel and all that stuff. Learned that from my grandparents. My grandfather was a photographer, so I kind of picked it up from him. Grew up in the red room, all that stuff. Called dark room, red room. And from there, just the change of times. The digital film with the digital, and digital was very expensive to get your hands on. So I was fortunate to be on yearbook, and I just took that camera and did more photos than I did for yearbook, but that's where I got the niche of it. And then we didn't have any photography programs or anything, but I was lucky enough to have a teacher that did, and she taught me how the DR cell works and all that stuff. Preferably Canon. People are going to hate me for that, but Canon's my favorite body. Yeah. I tried. Yeah. Then you can relate. But from there, just sign of the times. Business changes. People want different things, and cell phones kind of took over the cameras. So we just put them in the air now. You can't chunk a cell phone in the air. So now we do drones.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's where we're at. I gotta stay on top of it.
Yep. What's your favorite thing to take pictures of though? Like what's your family you really enjoy? Family. Okay.
I love to watch a family grow. And like I said, I've had generations from when they were younger than I, and now that they have children and their children are having children, and I'm their family photographer, and I love to visit and see all my work on their wall, and it's
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah. That's a blessing for sure.
Do you have like a favorite shot or like a couple favorite ones that you've done that maybe aren't just family?
Oh man, well I do not as much as I would like to, but I do a lot of boudoir photography and a lot of shadow cast, implied nude stuff. My absolute favorite is shadow cast on heavily built people, female and male alike, just the chiseled abs and the chest, and those are my favorite. That's my favorite work, and it sells. I continue to sell my clients' work. It's beautiful. That's my favorite. Man. Yeah.
That was one of the last things I thought you would say. So now I got to go check it out because Shadowcast is it's not even something that's like probably the first time I've heard that statement before because I'm not in photography. And now
it's
I'm
all about lighting.
Yep. Yeah. Right on. Okay. All right. Whatever. That's cool. What was I going to ask you next? I'm so sorry I got off on my questions over here.
He's so struck by Shadowcast. He's like,
yeah, no, I was just like, I never even thought of that as being a genre of photography, the shadow casting. And I was like,
it's the hard contrast. It's like almost black white.
Yeah,
almost.
Well, I almost asked the dumb question, "What is shadow cast?" And I'm like, it's in the freaking thing. It tells you what. I almost asked that. So okay, let's do this. So from there, where did the oddities things come in? Like, when did you start doing that type of stuff? And what kind of oddities stuff do you do? Because you kind of got to explain it. Some of these listeners are probably like, huh? You know what I mean? So
absolutely. The quickest I could be is, like I said, when I was a child, I put snails, frogs, and lizards in my pocket, picked up dead birds, and kind of did its own thing, the wet specimen stuff. I mean, I wanted to keep the frog in my bedroom until it blew up and stuff like that. Excuse me. But I would say I've always had a niche for anything that was odd or weird, like anything from a fossil to a relic or something that had a cool story to it, whether it was true or not.
Me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're all gonna be fossil soon. Yeah. And then the oddities aspect of it didn't really hit until about 2014 when I just started looking at my shelf and I was like, I've got a lot of oddity shit. And people would visit, come over, and they'd be like, man, this is really cool. Have you ever thought about selling this stuff? Well, that's when the business became 2015. Started selling our weirs. I would say that the oddities kind of changed when my personality kind of changed on things. When I started doing cemetery and funeral work and death doula stuff, I started seeing things a little differently. That's when we kind of moved to funeral and medical and masonry, odd fella kind of stuff. And we kind of fell into it with our first estate sale, you could say. It really wasn't an estate sale, but it was in a way. They just legalities, I'm assuming. But we found old caskets, old human skulls, human teeth, all kinds of stuff. I was like, you know what? Maybe we can venture into this and see if there's a ballpark play with it. But I think we sat on it for about a year or two, and then we started getting into the groups and the underground forums, as you could say,
right?
And started seeing what really people are into, which would be either bugs 1 month, bats another month, human teeth. And I'm somewhat of an artist. I say that because there's just fantastic stuff out there that I just couldn't do. But my little thing was tooth fairies. So I would take the wings off of bugs and tape them to teeth and put them, human teeth, human molars, and put them in little glass domes. And that was a tooth fairy, and those really took off. So
I bet they did. It sounds cool.
Yeah. And then we did the mummified bat cages with the lights and the dead flowers. We did that until legalities came about with that. Couldn't do that anymore.
What?
Yeah,
like bats
bats are illegal
species?
Now. Yep, they are protected. They sure are.
Okay.
Yep. And the human.
Wait a minute. Okay, hang on. They're protected, but if they're dead, you still
they're still protected. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like that with feathers.
Yeah, it's a Migratory Act thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess that makes sense. Whatever.
But really, it's because people are ruining it for us. Though, if they think that bats can sell, they'll go out there and kill a bunch of them, and that's really
right. Yeah,
everything I got was ethically sourced every time, anytime.
Sure.
So
it's always it's the ones that don't do it right that they're
ruining it for everybody.
Poaching, really.
Yeah. And then it went to roadkill. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, but it went to roadkill. We started doing animal bones. I had to get a salvage permit for that.
Really?
Very briefly, we did we didn't partner up. We helped out a local rehab, and anytime an animal died, I would take it in and do this and that with and art, and some of the stuff's at the zoo for kids to learn. I know some of the falconry stuff that I did. Some of the game wardens use it.
Oh, nice.
Just anytime, any way that I can give back. But the oddities aspect of it's broad, and it goes each and every direction. You know, somebody wants caskets, we get the caskets. Somebody wants an Odd Fellows type thing, we could do that too. But got our foot pretty much everywhere.
Real do you have a pickled punk?
What is it?
A pickled punk?
A pickled punk?
Yeah.
What?
I know, right?
They're like the little fetus or something in a jar, or I don't know.
A fetus in a jar? A pickled punk?
I don't know.
Not human. No, that's illegal. I mean, you could get them, but if they've got to be like 100-something years old, you have to have that proof and stuff. But human tissues are kind of a no-no.
Yeah, I was
but animal fetuses and cats and stuff like that, yeah, if they're ethically sourced, yeah, absolutely. And there's people that like it, and there's some people that really don't.
Right.
Yeah.
I did want to ask a couple things that you hit and we just kind of flew by. You know, you're saying like when you were a kid, you put frogs and things in your pocket and snakes and whatever, and then you would bring them home and just let them until they blew up. How did your family? I guess they really didn't care because they were into that kind of stuff on the other end, right?
So, in the 90s, we were kind of do whatever you want unless you were home at a certain time. And I was fortunate to be in a home that had like a shed in the back and a tree house and a fort. And that's kind of where I kept my stuff. I didn't really put it in my room.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a few. Well, did I make my mom scream a few times? Absolutely, because she's the one that would clean out my pockets before you put the pants in the washer. And there's a dead frog. So it came to a point where I had to do my own laundry. So
right on. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, you keep saying we.
Yeah.
Who's we?
My wife and I.
Okay. I figured it was.
Yeah,
but I just,
my wife.
You hadn't said that. So
we are a duel, and I should have said that. So thank you for reminding me to say that. Thank you, Candace. I love you very much.
Yeah.
Couldn't do what I do without her.
Yeah, that's see what I did for her.
Thank
and
you, Heath. I appreciate you.
But I just there's been I don't want to bring this up, but for a second, there's another oddities person in your area that you're very aware of, and that person we've had on the show and whatnot, and he's totally different from you as far as your personality and everything. So it's cool that I guess I don't know if that's the right word, that I can see it from both perspectives. It's some people do it this way, some do it the other, and it still all works.
So you're talking about the skeletons. Yeah, which I'm fine with talking about. We actually vent in their store for a little bit, and we just kind of change ways. People change. We gave him 5 years. It was a great 5 years, and he's going through some things, and it was just time to go a different direction. So that's what that is.
Fair enough. I didn't want to make it a subject, but I did want to bring it
up. That's okay.
Not because you guys are no longer doing stuff together or whatever, but more just because I think people have this thing in their head about people that do oddity stuff. They're crazy, they're this, they're that, or whatever. And then, you meet someone like Sean, who is actually very nice, and whatever, but he's a little over the top. And I think that's just his way of doing it. He is
definitely a me person. And I, in a way, I kind of like that about him because we don't have that here. I call it a California. Well, I'm not going to say the word because you probably got some people here in California, but
makes sense.
it is a mentality, and it is different than Southern hospitality, which we had to learn that way as well. So,
right. And now that you say that out loud, it makes more sense to me. Actually, now that you just said all that, it makes a lot more sense to me because I'm not trying to throw shade at him at all because.
I wasn't taking it that way. There is no shade. I mean, everybody's got their own issues. Things do happen. Things do come off the wrong way. And that's just miscommunications happen is what I'm going to say. Fan groups really are the ones that make it worse, to be honest with you.
Yeah. All right. So let's change the subject. Jon Goddi, where is that your real name? And if it isn't, how did that come about?
It is my name. I do use it. I write checks with it. I cash checks with it. I do business with it. It is on my government entities. However, it is not my birth name. I keep my birth name separate due to family, friends, and I keep my business name separate due to family and friends and the people that come in my life. Reason why we do that is because of the things that we're into. I don't want my family attacked because of it. PETA, whatever you want to call them. They're pretty hardcore with doxing. So try to keep that. Yeah, they are. But that's what that is. How Jon Goddi came about. I'm going to try to keep this the best.
So real quick. So for people that don't know what doxing is, it's on the internet. They get a hold of someone and they're like, hey, we don't like what they're doing. They'll start exposing information about people. They'll say, this is who they are. This is where they live. This is what they do. Go after them. And so that's what doxing is.
Yeah. And we've been victim of it, but it's the way of the world. People think they can attack people through the internet. And I always tell them, bring that energy because this is a small town. It's a small world. You're going to cross paths with them. I always tell them, keep that energy, baby. See you at Brookshire's.
Right. Yeah. But how again, though, did Jon Goddi, I mean, we know the play on Jon Goddi, but as far as why did you pick that?
So I didn't pick it. It was bestowed upon me by a group of friends just outside of high school, in and out of Workshop College. And it was because of a Baylor party we had. Very long story short, very sweet. Buddy of mine got beat up pretty bad. And I mean, had to do a hospital stay. And they chunked him over the fence into the cemetery.
Oh, damn.
And it was pretty bad. And it was to a point where something had to be done. So I went back the next day when everybody was asleep and pulled everybody out of their beds, complete strangers, pulled everybody out of their beds and pretty much told them, this is how it's going to be. This is what's going to happen. And this is what you're going to do. And 8 of that group are like, well, this is Jon Goddi, like Jon Goddi kind of stuff. But I was like, nah. But it stuck. They made shirts. We had shirts that were Alpha Tappa Kega. Yeah, Alpha Tappa Kega. And then at my back, they put my name in the back and stuff like that. I was like, man, you guys are going to get me messed up. So, but it stuck. I've had it forever. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do business this way. So it works.
So it's perfect. I mean, it's perfect for the genre of things that you do. I mean, it's perfect.
It rings a bell.
Yeah. What's one of the, maybe what people might think is the most creepiest thing you have in your oddities collection or for sale or?
So Viago, and he is not for sale and will never be for sale. It It is over 200 years old. It is a medical retired human corpse specimen. And he was dissected. He came from New York. He was dissected by students. So all that's left is his head, collarbone, shoulder, and a little bit of his ribs. Everything else is gone. And we have entombed him in his own 1889 Victorian child's viewing coffin with the original receipt. So
that's
yes.
crazy.
And when I had my 66 combo, which was an ambulance hearse with the big bubble windows, I took him everywhere with me, and it became quite a stir. So I had to put him up. Like, is that real? Like, yeah, it's real. Pull it out. Look, oh my God. Yeah. So
where do you keep it? In your store or at home or?
At home. So I don't have a store. We don't do the storefront stuff, but we can get into that later.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's where I was going next. Is where do you do the oddities? The stuff. I didn't know if there was a store or what. How do you go about that? What's
so we talk about the storefront. We acquired much of a collection to be able to, and to also open up some type of a museum. And my wife and I love to travel, and things are really expensive. So we did the pop-up market kind of stuff, but we like I said, we like to travel. So if they're doing something like an oddities expo in Austin, Dallas, Oklahoma, somewhere in down south, we like to drive, and we'll pop up, and we sell more that way than having to pay bills, pay the lights and water, and having security, stuff like that. We did venture into the at store vending at other businesses, which we talked about recently, but it became kind of a problem, theft. What I call is piggybacking. They would take your idea and then sell it a lot cheaper, or buy your stuff at your price and with their percentage and tear it all apart, make something else different. I'm not for that. And the type of thing that we do now is more of human anatomy, and so human skulls, human skeletons. We'll do the Oddfellows kind of stuff. What we do, I would say 85% of our business is estate sales, or we'll acquire from other friends of ours that are closing out funeral homes, mortuaries, old doctors, dentists, whatever. We have a community of oddities dealers. So we're the private oddities dealers. If we're looking for something, we'll call them, hey, do you have this? And sometimes we'll trade, or we'll just buy in bulk. And what we do is we kind of have a VIP patrons kind of thing. We'll tell people, hey, we're going to go to Galveston this weekend. We've got a mortuary. It's closing down from the 60s. This is what we've got. We'll take pictures of everything, post them, let them know how much we want. Of course, we do a percentage, and then shipping. That's kind of where our business comes in. And we use underground forums for that to kind of protect people. But we also have, we have emails, and we have texting. So try to stay off Facebook. I used to do it on Facebook, used to do it on a .com, but people abuse it. Now they just want to get information from you and use it against you. So try to keep everybody safe.
Intrinsic Design is a residential and commercial building design firm with over 20 years experience working for local architects and builders on various residential and commercial structures throughout Central Texas and beyond. Owned and operated by Michael Washam, you can reach him by phone at 254-913-5753 or by email at intrinsicdesign@gmail.com. That's NTRINSIC design@gmail.com. You can also check them out on Facebook.
But that's how we do it.
I mean, there's a lot of people I know that collect that kind of stuff or whatever. Do you get into bidding wars and stuff on some of that stuff?
All the time. And we know each other, and that's kind of the thing. And I'll be bidding against somebody, and they'll message me like, hey man, I really need this. I really want this. What's it going to take? Like, you know what? Go for it. And if somebody outbids you, I'll bid, and then I'll give it to you at this price. So it's cutthroat at times, but if somebody really wants something, I mean, we're a good crew of people that we know close, but there are also a lot of people that are just pretty shitty. They'll outbid you on purpose, knowing that you've got money, and well, if I can't get in, I'm gonna make him spend $3,000 for that. No, I ain't doing that. Yeah, that's why we do the underground forums. I just let the right people in.
All right on. Okay, so what's the name of the business, and if we want to, can you say that here or no?
Yeah, it's Goddi's Oddities, and
okay, all right.
Yeah, and that's what I'll do is so I do use Facebook.
He'll bet you.
I do use Facebook on my page, Goddi's Oddities, and if you'll watch it, I don't keep it up. I'll say, hey, we're doing this. This is what this is, and here is the link, and then they'll go to. There's another page called Fet Life. Fet Life is exactly what you think it is. It is fetish. Now they have underground forums. Now I'm telling secrets. That's okay. Lestat will forgive me. It's vampire forums. It's safe havens. It's oddities, and there's the black market oddities, and those are the people that if you know where to go, know how to navigate. If you want somebody to find it, you can give them a direct link to their text or their email, and then they'll find it, and I'll do a live thing kind of like we do here, and this is what we've got. This is what this is. This funeral home is selling an 86 Hearse, they want 65 for it. This is what we're doing. So that's kind of how we do it. You just got to pay for shipping.
What's something what was like really sought after by somebody and they spent like stupid money on it?
Embalming machines. For some reason, these embalming machines, the old style embalming machines, people want them for just the weirdest things. And I'll find them on Facebook all day long for $150. But if they work, man, they go for like $600 to $800. And the older they are, the better. Anything embalming, anything like the drip glass embalming stuff, all that stuff goes pretty.
Is it aesthetic? Like you look at it and you're like, that's a neat looking machine, or is it just more that this is what it does? Like
I think it's both, because you can turn it into a fish tank, you can turn it into aquarium, you can turn it into a little lizard, turtle thing, whatever. And that's usually what I've seen what people are doing. Can't really put it back to work. You could if you wanted to, if you want to spend the money, if somebody wanted to do that. But it is an embalming machine. It pumps fluids into a corpse, and that's usually why people want them.
That's why.
Yeah, that's embalming tables, all that stuff. But the machine is usually what they're wanting.
Yeah. That's crazy. So we've got so much to get to real quick. So
I know. I know. I'm afraid we're not going to cover everything.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get there. So so what is a certified death doula?
So a death doula, simplified, is someone who's there for the patient, spiritually, secretively, things that they have to get off their chest before they die, but don't necessarily want the family to know. We do not intervene with the medical aspect of it. We do not tell them our opinions on what they should and shouldn't do. We are solely there for the patient only. Even if the family thinks that they have a say-so, the patient still has their self-being awareness to be who they are before they pass. So we kind of bridge that gap with having a relationship with the hospice nurses and caretakers and the family as dignified as we can. We will, but sometimes it gets a little messy. It's almost like, let's see, the best. You've seen The Order with Heath Ledger, the Sin Eater?
I haven't.
Okay, well, I'll put that on your list. I would say that's just about what it is. To kind of add to the death doula, I am ordained, and I'm ordained in several faiths, and so I do help as much as I can. And that is a private. That's a private job that I do through the business. I don't work for a company. So
I was about to ask that. With faith-driven people, how do you do that? But if you're ordained in several, then I guess that's how that works.
Yep, that's how that works. Every now and then they'll have a preacher come in or somebody that helps them say their last word, their last prayer. But even then, they don't want to tell their secrets to them. I'm that person that'll hold that secret. So,
okay. So there's secrets, but these people are gone. We don't know their names. Can you share any secret?
Their secrets, Heath.
I gotta ask. I mean, we're on an interview show, right?
I'll share. It's not necessarily a secret. It's guilt. and you've heard this before. I know you have, but the guilt is time. People wish they had more time. They wish they had time with their family. They wish they'd have done this. They wish they'd have done that.
Exactly.
And that's everybody, but that is majority of the cases is time. And I'm sure you're wanting secrets like, did they kill somebody or did they do this? Yes, there are some, but it's all related with time. If I could go back, if I could do this, I would do this. And that's a sin for a lot of people, is their time's up.
Yeah, right. No. Well, it's funny you say that. Like, I don't want to call out my family members, but I did have a family member that I know of. Whenever he lost his father, many times he said, "Man, if I just was able to tell him these couple of things," and I never did. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I tell my wife and my kiddo everything that I think I don't, that I would maybe hold back, but I don't do that anymore. I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's better for the relationship regardless, even if it's between your spouse, son, mom, dad, or whatever.
Absolutely.
But I mean, that definitely opened my eyes to that. So
yeah. Time is time, and that's all we have. That's all we feel that we live by. But you don't know until you're on your deathbed of really how much of it you wasted.
Yeah.
And it's more than just saying like I love you or this or that. It's like letting go of things, forgiving people grudges or heartfelt feelings. It's like trying to resolve those hard feelings.
But you're supposed to do that the day that it happens. You're not supposed to go to bed with it. You're not supposed to take it with you the next day.
Without, right?
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Well, and it's kind of funny you say that too. Me and my wife have this thing. We do not go to bed angry.
Amen. Like, same here.
And my wife and I know people think I'm crazy and they're like, sure, whatever. We don't argue. Like, we very rarely argue. Yeah. But when we do, that's our thing, is we do, if there is something that's on our mind or we've disagreed about that day or whatever, we never go to bed angry.
Yeah.
And let me tell
you, the best thing to do.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's healthy. It's good.
Yeah. So we touched on that, and that's crazy because I've never heard that before, but it makes so much sense now that it's out there, and I'm going, man, I'm gonna need one of those.
Put that in your will there.
Yeah, and it's not going to be for like my close family or anything, but maybe some friends might need to know some things.
Get your doula set up.
But so you're also a funeral consultant. So I that's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. But tell us a little bit about it.
So that's just something I just kind of bestowed on myself. It's not necessarily a title from the funeral homes, but I'll share a little bit without getting anybody in trouble. But I have a very good relationship with most of the funeral homes locally and somewhat outside. So I'm able to help families that cannot afford a regular service. And because of certain faiths, they can't do cremation. And cremation is the cheapest right now. So
right.
More or less, if I can find a cheaper casket somewhere else, I'll grab it and work with the funeral home and drop it off for the family. The same $2,800 casket they're selling, I get for $800, and I don't upsell it. I just give me $60 for gas. I'll pick it up. I'll drop it off. And to further add to the consulting, I help with finding their plots to be buried. I let them know what the rates are for opening and closing, as well as ground containers, whether it's a vault or just a container. Just giving that information to people before they get to the funeral home, I believe it helps them. Now, not all funeral homes scalp. Majority of them do, but some of the people that I am in contact with, they will help with some of the costs. And they also do, what do you call it? Donation kind of things, like charity kind of things on their page for them. Not a lot of funeral homes do that. So
I have seen
kind
that.
Of what that is.
In the last couple of years, that kind of show up, like they do it through their website where you can actually give money to help with all that. I have seen that. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh man, now I forgot what I was about.
What about coffins from like Amazon or Walmart? Like, I've heard that pop up before, like, oh, you can buy a casket from Walmart.
Yeah.
Like,
so in Texas and in probably more states, you're allowed to bring your own casket. You're allowed to build your own coffin casket. And funeral homes have to take it. And that's kind of where we step on toes is I'll bring them and they'll be like, well, I could have made $2,800 off that, but how much did you make off of it? Like, it's not your business. A lot cheaper than
business,
you did,
bro.
Yeah.
So I got a quick story about that.
Sure.
In growing up, I went to a Catholic school, elementary school. The priest at the time, Monsignor Mahalka, he was a carpenter. He had a bookcase that he built, but it was a casket with shelves in it. And then one year we were wanting to do like the haunted house thing for one season, and we asked if we could use it, and he's like, "Yeah, sure." So we put it in our little haunted house, and it was the casket for our thing. And
so it was a life-size bookcase, a life-size casket.
It was his personal casket that he built for himself. Wow. And he used it while he was living. He used it as a bookcase,
as a bookshelf.
And
I got you.
After he passed, you take the shelves out, and he was interned.
Put him in his own casket.
Laid to rest.
Wow.
In his own.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. So, I like stuff like that. A lot of people are like, what? No, I love stuff like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I want to make one. Let's make one.
Yeah, right. You could be your couch right now.
That's right. It's right there back there. Look.
Yeah. Here's something I just thought about just right now, and this might sound really stupid. Can you bury your own like family member on your property?
You can. In the state of Texas, you can, and it will become tax exempt. You won't have to pay taxes because you have a cemetery on your property now. And a lot of people still do that.
If I died now and my wife dug a hole in the backyard, she can put me in it, and now it's tax deductible.
So I think it depends on where you live, and the city ordinance. Now, if you like where I live, I got 5 acres. If they wanted to put make an acre or half an acre, I think you could do. I think you have to have over an acre to be able to do it. And you can't have, I think your neighbors have to be an acre away. There's gray areas. There's stipulations. You can't just go right off your back porch and you've only got like just a little bit of room to put you in. I don't think you can do that.
Outside the city limits kind of.
Right.
Qualifying.
Well, that's kind of what I figured, but I had to ask, right? I mean, but I didn't know for sure or whatever. I mean, people bury their damn pets in the backyard all the time. And no one knows it any different.
Right.
Go dig up my yard. You'll find all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but my parents' backyard got so many dogs, ducks, bunnies, you name it, in their backyard. No, that was interesting. And the other thing is you were talking about, the funeral consulting and being able to take someone's body for them. Well, that leads us into you drive a hearse. Like that's your vehicle.
Yes, sir.
And you also have a group of people that drive hearse that you hang out with. So kind of explain how that all came about and all that.
Parked out in my driveway right now.
It is.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, he was out there taking pictures and everything. I was like, yeah, man, go for it, man. I might let him drive around the block.
As soon as y'all came in, that people went outside and were like, "What is going on?"
I bet you.
Rose house.
I bet you.
They were already
right now is blowing up. They're like,
and I told him, there's stuff coming across the screen. I'm like, oh no, I'm trying not to read them. Like, wait a minute. No, coming in here, everybody's coming home from work, and they're all at the. I guess you have like a community mailbox, so they're all there, and they're just like. And my favorite are and God bless the Mexicans. God bless them. But every time a hearse drives by, man,
Oh yeah. Yep.
I had to do that. So I love that. And I just wave at them. But I broadcast a casket because I sell caskets. I have a casket in the back and my curtains are down. You can see that I have a casket in the back. So it really freaks people out. So so the group came about. Let's see. So my wife also drives one and it's his and hers. So we started off
his and hers.
So I've always had, let me see. This is our 4th, 5th, 6th one. So we've had hearses before. Yes. I started with a 90, went with 80, 81 and 88. And then we had 2 66s and now we have the 03s. I've always had a hearse and kind of, there is a hearse community. They're mostly up north. There's really not that much down here, but there is 4 of us in Waco.
You're in the Bible Belt. That's
right. That's right. Yeah. Well, there is 4 of us that daily are hearses in Waco. And then there's 2 in Austin, 1 in Bastrop. And then there is 3 in San Antonio and there's 2 in Fredericksburg. So the Waco crew is called Sinister Hearse. Sinister Ways Hearse crew. That's us.
Nice.
And we will partner up with the Phantom Fleet. All together, there's 9 of us right now. We've got one kind of on the fence to get one. It'll be our 5th member in Waco. But that's kind of what we do. We sling caskets. That's pretty fun.
How
we rent them out.
A used hearse cost?
So it depends. Ideally, $3,200 to $10,000, depending on what year, how far, and how cool you want to be with it. But they're coming around, so they're getting pretty expensive.
Wait, lease or buy? What was that number?
No, he said he rents them out.
Oh, yeah, we rent them out. Yeah, we rent out the caskets. We rent out the hearses. I've got photographers that rent our hearse and caskets all the time. Awesome.
Are they on Toro? How do you rent them?
No. They just, so a lot of it's word of mouth, but we stick our stickers everywhere and we leave business cards everywhere. My wife, when I say we travel, this is why we can't have a store. My wife and I travel. We go everywhere, from south to north to everywhere. We go to Mexico. I've got stickers all over Mexico, Cancun, Cozumel, everywhere. And we'll get phone calls all the time. Like, oh, what is this? Because it says rental props, and we'll rent out human skulls and all kinds of stuff for your photography needs. We do Halloween parties. We've got one of my Hearse members, his car completely lights up, and his is a hot item, like purple lights all over the damn thing. But it's a lot of fun. It's different, but it's fun.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different. And I mean, I was going to say this at the end, but I'll say it now. Whenever someone's perspective of someone driving a hearse and doing oddities and doing all this stuff, it's like you're going to meet this person and they're just going to be something's wrong with them. You are the nicest dude. Like, it was so, I kind of joked around with Josh about it, and I apologize if this is offensive, but I was like, he kind of looks like the singer from Seven Mary 3. And
dude, you are probably the 8th person to say this in the last few years. So yes. And I didn't know. I had to look him up. So I was like, okay, all right. I could see it from your perspective, but yeah.
Yeah, right. But no, you're the sweetest guy. You're so nice. Like every time we text or something, it's like, this guy's nice as shit, man. I shouldn't have, that's my fault. I should have never thought of it that way. But it kind of comes with this stigma. It
does.
And then I finally get to meet you in person when we were at Neighbors doing the live show and whatnot. And I'm like, that guy's so friggin' nice, Yeah. And then your wife, and she's just as nice as she could be. And she's like, she's waving us out the door. So glad to meet you, whatever.
Yeah.
So y'all are just the nicest people. So people that are listening or watching or whatever, don't judge a book by the cover, literally, because really, you're just such the sweetest guy. But anyway, I wanted to get that out there.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Got plenty of stories on that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
What's something that people maybe don't realize about cemeteries or historic cemeteries, like as far as rules and things? Are there any things that you can and cannot do?
You haven't touched on that stuff.
So the most important thing that I would like to share that is very important to people that need to know: you do not own the cemetery. You do not own the ground that you placed your grandmother in. Your grandmother owns the burial right. So when you bury your loved one, you bury your mom, you bury your grandmother, you are allowed that space, and to the rules, regulations, and policies given to your grandmother at the time, or at a kiosk at the gate, or a phone number to the association, you are allowed certain things. So you can't plant trees, you can't leave trash, you can't put a bench. Sometimes you can have this type of headstone, not this type of headstone. You're allowed a footstone, not allowed a footstone. The biggest misconception of people is they think because they buried their loved one that they own that, they could do whatever they want. Bring the beach, build a stand barbecue pit. You can't do that. I wish you could. You can't. And the whole reason why is because of maintenance. Perpetual care is very, very expensive. And if the maintenance goes up, the price of the plots go up, and it becomes very expensive. So that's the most important thing. Another thing, just to add real quick, when it's dark, the cemetery is closed. Get your butt out of it.
You hear that, Jason?
No business
Jason
in the cemetery.
You hear that?
Yeah, our buddy Jason.
I will trespass your ass if you are in my cemetery at night.
So it's against the law to be at one at night?
Not necessarily against the law, but it can be.
It's trespassing.
It's trespassing. And
because
if the cemetery implements it, if there's signs that says closed at
After
night,
dark.
it's a legal move. You will get trespassed. You will go to jail. There's no reason for it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, since you're now my certified doula, I'm sorry that I've gone at cemetery at night.
So what we've learned here today, if you want to build a tiki bar on the grave, buy your own property, rural property, do your own burial, get it tax exempt, and then you can have your Mai Tais and whatnot.
That's right. That's right. So
you also do restoration of cemetery stuff, right? Like
I do.
Headstones and stuff. So what does that entail? And like, okay, if you don't want to share it, don't. But like, cost to do something like that.
It's costly, but we've been really blessed. So to get into that, I own my own business. It's a cemetery restoration preservation. What we do is we go to the cemetery. We will find lost, broken headstones. We will dig them up. We will replant them, stand them up. We will repair them. We will also clean them. And we also, a new thing we do is we record them. We will record them to a app called Find a Grave. They've got a new thing out to where you can actually map the coordinates. So if we're working on it, we're already there. So we'll pull up the maps and we'll dot it and say, hey, this is how you get to this person. I've been doing it for, I want to say, a good 5 years. We donate and volunteer majority of our time and our resources because we have been generously donated to by others that just want to help and can't. And that'll be to mowing, to all kinds of things. However, we have done paid gigs, paid businesses through cemetery associations. We've traveled all the way up to Tyler. We've done many phases at the Oakwood Cemetery in Tyler. All those stones is my wife and I's work. Wow. Every now and then we'll hire a crew, and we stand them up. And I've got all those pictures and everything. People want to check them out on Facebook. They're all like pages. But we've been doing it for a while. COVID kind of hit us, and we've kind of stepped back a little bit. But that's kind of why I've just kind of gone out on my own to kind of just fix things here and there. I just did some this weekend at our cemetery, and we've kind of taken over an abandoned cemetery and just trying to kind of take care of it. Just staying busy. We're always doing something.
Right on. Well, being and doing what you do and all this stuff, have you ever had like an experience with paranormal?
Yes, and I've got the proof. I've got pictures. There's always something going on. There's an app that I downloaded a very long time ago called I have to pull it up to make sure I say it right. I got it right here with me real quick. Necrometer. So I got it for free. Now you have to purchase it. It's been that long. And I just turned it on one day. I wasn't really into it. Turned it on one day. I was working on a stone, and somebody called me by my name. My real name's Jonathan. They were like, Jonathan. I was like, what? Looked over, and they were like, thank you for what you do. And I was like, nah, there's no way. So I kind of put it down. And the stone that I was working on was Leah Ivy. And the mother of Leah came through and was like, thank you for fixing Leah's stone. I was like, are you kidding me? So I turned it off. It's like, what? I don't believe it. I believe in it for what I've seen and what I've been through, but an app on your phone to pick up stuff like that, that's just really hard. It's almost like, is it taking it from my location? Is it taking it from business? But to be able, and I wasn't recording. It's not like they were reading the stone. Like a lot of people like to record what they're doing. This is just where I was at. It's crazy. But,
wow. Yeah. I'm like, get out. I'm getting the hell out.
I don't. Yeah, but see, I don't get anything like that. I do see people on TikTok that provoke and have some things happen to them, but I've never had a negative experience. And I think that's probably because of the person that I am. I'm not there trying to stir anything up.
You're doing good. You're doing good for.
I believe.
Honoring the deceased and preserving and you got a good heart.
I appreciate that. I try.
Yeah. Have you ever come across like where someone wanted you to do some restoration to one, and you're like, I know what that guy's about. Sorry, I ain't gonna do it.
Yes. There's a few. Yeah, and I just respect. I stay busy. I'll book you, and we'll get back to it. I like to meet the person responsible, and then I like to walk the grounds myself. Even if we travel, I do my, I guess you could say, I do my pre-trip, my pre-rounds to see if I want to do it, and I'll travel and I'll do it for free. I'll tell them, and if I get a bad vibe or if I feel that the dude's no good, or I'll just tell them, look, man, I'm booked, and then I'll just keep pushing. I have a hard time telling people no because they always ask why, and I'm such an honest person that I'll tell them why, and I don't ever want to do that. But
what about like the actual grave itself? Like it's someone that did something, and you're like, I'm not doing that dude's grave. Because
I see what you mean. No, I don't. Yeah. I haven't come across a grave that I've pulled up their information and was like, it was a murderer or whatever. I don't dig into it. Right. Well, I really haven't worked on anything like that. Anybody that I've worked on were veterans or they were plantation owners, but they gave back to the community. They donated their land for their schools or their churches and stuff like that. I've never really had a bad story on somebody that I did a grave for. And what? Yeah.
Okay. The reason I brought that up, and I'm not going to say where, but I stayed at somewhere in Central Texas one time, and on the property was a very large oak tree, and underneath this oak tree was a very small cemetery of the people that lived on that land at one point. But then there's a small town in that area that's named after them. All right. So I got to looking into the history of this person and whatnot, and that tree and where it was. And these people hung slaves in that tree they were buried under. Yeah. And I'm just like, and immediately once I figured that out, it's like, of course, like your mind is curious and you want to see it for a second.
Sure.
But then it's like, I'm done with that, or whatever. So that was the story in my head was like, you know what? I wonder if you've ever ran into something along
I see what you mean.
Like, yeah, no, sorry, I ain't doing that for you.
No,
Mister, I hung my slaves here. It ain't gonna happen.
Oh wow, but, yeah, no, I haven't come across anything like that. That's probably a good thing.
Well, I'll talk about it off camera here in a minute because I don't want anybody suing me.
I'm interested.
But, what else? What's next for Jon Goddi? I mean, you're doing so much. You do so much. I mean, what the heck, man? What are you gonna do next? Yeah. You gonna do swimming lessons or?
Well, as you can tell, I don't have that much time. So there is other things that I do. I partner with a buddy of mine who does Twisted Ink films, and it's car show and features and models, and we go around. We do a lot of shooting, a lot of drone shooting, stuff like that. The next thing for me really is just to continue what I'm doing, pushing what I'm pushing because that's what's working. I kind of don't do podcasts, but this is fun. It's more professional than the ones that I've seen and heard. So that's the stigma. There's people that just ask, and you want to be respectful because it's their show, but then I want to be respectful to myself and those, and I'm like, man, I'm not answering that. But you guys, like watching a few of y'all's episodes, y'all seem pretty legit with the podcast.
Well, appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
But I do want to do more, but that's just. I gotta really be careful.
I tell people all the time, podcasts aren't for everybody, and it's not just coming on one; it's listening to them too. It's not. Yeah. It's not for everybody. It's just it depends on so many things for it to work out for you. We've been very lucky, and I don't use the word blessed much, but I mean 158 episodes, 3 years plus, and people are still coming on our show.
Yeah.
And 100. We've interviewed over 150 people. I mean, when you start thinking about that. It's a lot. It really is. And what the bad part is my memory's so short that people will say something and I'm like, who and what? But it's I think it's probably similar to someone who's an actor and they've done
a celebrity. Like, do you remember going on that talk show with so and so?
You do and you don't, and some of them are a lot more memorable than others because something touched you or you know something that you're familiar with or whatever. And then there's those ones that are like, whoa, okay, I did not see that coming.
Yeah,
and we do some of those on purpose too. And I'm sorry to go on this tangent, but
you're good.
We did a one on racism, and that's very touchy, right?
That's a hard topic,
and we went about it a way where You should go listen to that one, John, if you haven't. It's my friend that I've known for a long time, Ahmad Williams. He's a black guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've known him my whole life pretty much. And I knew that he and I could have a conversation and not get pissed off, and would talk it through and make it fun. And we did. We had fun talking about it. Because what I did was, to make it fun, is I asked questions that white people should be asking, so they're not offending people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because you grow up, if you grow up in a white community, which I very much did, you don't know sometimes what's the right thing to say, or how to say it. And he was upfront and like, hey, I would say this, and he's like, no, be careful with that, whatever. And I was always scared to say that black guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, it was a black guy. That's how, if he's like, I would say that white guy. So, whatever. But it was, anyway, I'll get off that tangent. We've done that. And then another one that we did that a lot of people reached out to me, I don't know about Josh, but after the fact, was we had a lady that works for, oh gosh, dang it.
See, he forgot. He said he would, and he did.
I'm just, yeah, I totally did it. What is it called at the end of life, Josh? And we had her on, and she goes through the whole
hospice.
Oh, yeah, hospice. And there's a lot of misconceptions about hospice because people just think immediately death. And we had her on, and it really opened eyes to a lot of people. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, now I get this. I feel a little bit better about this, even though it's a touchy subject. It's a hard thing to talk about. But anyway, I'm sorry to go on that big.
You're good. No, that's what I like about you guys. I mean, I'm sure, like, the questions you've asked, and I would like to think that what I shared is educational. So
yeah, and that's the thing, is we want people to go away from this going, oh damn, I actually learned some shit, and I had fun doing it, and it was in a good way. But anyway, we really appreciate you taking the time, driving all the way from Waco to Josh's in studio there at home, and all the stuff that happened at the beginning there. We really appreciate it, man. And I'm so
thanks
glad
for having
me,
you,
man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hate to break the news to you, but I think I found a new best friend.
Okay.
Jon
John's like, oh hell.
Let's see. Let me check my.
I'm gonna go buy Hearse. So
he drives a Hearse, but he's going, this dude's got a rabbit in here.
Nah.
Dude, I can camp in my Hearse.
You can. Yeah, you can.
Just lay, like, it's full size. I can lay down and just go to sleep. So
one of the guys. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one of my guys, he's small enough. He sleeps in his casket. Like, he takes his Hearse to work, and during lunch break, he will go sit and sleep, and he will slide into his casket and hang out in there.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a little weird. I can't do that. My lid doesn't go all the way up. Like, so he's skinny, slender, and he can just slide right in. I'm like, man, I'm
jealous. The boss is like, I'm not gonna go knock on the casket. Like, hey, buddy, you can come back in.
That's another thing, and I just to be real quick, people are so accepting of it. Like, my boss, 'cause I have a full-time job to kind of keeps Uncle Sam out of my back pocket. My boss is all about it. At first, it was like, what's going on with this? But I've helped them. Like, they needed a casket for a loved one that passed, and they were like, hey, can you get me one? I'm like, absolutely. And I can get it a lot cheaper. And then they're like, you know what? This is legit. And it's the same with all of my crew. Wherever they take their car, it's accepted. I mean, I know it's not for everybody. I know people probably look at it as a disrespect. That's not our aim. Yeah. We want you to come ask us questions. We want to be able to tell you, look, I've got a guy for this. I've got a funeral home for this. But
I think, and it was taboo kind of thing.
Taboo.
I remember as a kid driving down 31st Street, and was it Sheffield's funeral home there, Heath?
Yeah.
And I would see the casket, and I would be mortified as a child. I could not look in that direction. I could not look at it or just gaze upon it. And but now it's like, the thing is, as we get older, we need to really embrace the fact that as humans, we're all going to die. And what's the expression, momentum mori, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is death.
Nothing lasts forever. And it's important to do your pre-needs.
It's inevitable. It's going to happen. And the sooner we embrace it, and come to peace with it, the more at rest we'll be. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the older we get, it's easier to accept. You know, it really is. It really is. But anyway, all right. I almost got emotional. So, man, John, you don't know me. I'm a crying fool. But again, thank you so much for taking the time to come down. You're such a nice guy. People, when you see these Hearse going by, give them a wave, maybe a wave over.
It's a sight,
If it's John, he's gonna talk to you, man. He's freaking so nice. So, and his wife, what is your wife's name? Candace.
Yeah.
Shout out to Candace. She was so nice to us a couple of weeks ago. So please tell her thank you for being so nice and all.
And when they're in town, they come to Neighbors on 7th. They got front row parking right there on the lawn.
That's where they want us, so we put it there.
Well, that doesn't surprise me with Rob. He loves all that stuff. So.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
All right, everybody. So as always, go to randomnesspodcast.com to check out everything Randomness. Hey, we've thrown up some new merch. Go check that out. And then we have got some shows coming up. I can now talk about them. We have 2 live shows coming up on the same day. So on July 25th, tentatively from 2 to 4, we'll be at the new Wings Pizza and Things and Temple. That's doing a live show for a couple. Yeah. Oh, well, come on, man.
Yeah, I might have
a party.
Yeah.
Bring it.
And then come on, from 7 to 9, and probably after the fact, but from 7 to 9, we're doing a show again at Neighbors, in conjunction with Jacob Corley, aka Jack Music. So just be on the lookout for that. I'll put out those live events and whatnot pretty soon, and they might already be out now that this comes out a little bit later. But be ready to come hang out with us. And if you can't come, that's the whole thing about Facebook Live, right? You can go watch it on Facebook. So go watch it on Facebook if you can't come out. Obviously, we want you to come out. And if you do come out, please don't walk by us and just kind of look at us. Come say hi. Come say hi, because we get that. We get that side eye. And I know it's not for everyone, but come talk to us. Heck, if you want to jump on the show and have some fun, tell us. We will make it fun. Jump on with us. We'll have some fun and have some wings. Shout out Mike Dent. Mike's a great guy. But again, randomspodcast.com. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you next time. We're gone.